With over 3 years of hard work, iQOO has successfully made us forget the fact that it started off as a gaming phone brand. In terms of the speed of new releases, iQOO is at the top of its game, with the iQOO 8 being launched in last August, iQOO 9 series in January, and the iQOO 10 series in July as promised. This dictates that the gap between each generation in the series is not too wide. For example, compared to the 9 Pro, the iQOO 10 Pro in my hand technically comes with only a better A+ Gen 1 chipset, a faster 200 fast charging, a 3x optical telephoto lens, and a more expensive price tag. However, both the 9 Pro and 10 Pro were, at the time of their release, competitive and powerful modes in their respective price ranges. But another trick is that you can see the iQOO brands quietly trying out higher pricing while the series continued to be popular in the market. It's already become another flagship series parallel to the Vivo models. And after using the phone for over 2 weeks, I have to say that the new Pro model didn't give us any surprising new features when compared to the 9 Pro on paper. But we could see that the phone does have some important improvements over the existing features. For example, it was already crazy to experience the fast 120-watt charging efficiency on the 9 Pro, so as a user, I have no idea whether 200-watt fast charging is a necessary upgrade. But we will talk about it later. However, I like the new design. Although it looks not much different from the 9 Pro, the Legend variant with the BMW M branding reserved the black and white cutout color scheme and the color band. The upper black cover is made of glass with a carbon fiber batten, while the lower part, where we often hold it, features an eco-leather-like material, which as claimed has better stain resistance and is more durable. It feels good in hand, and I also want to point out that it's quite well built. The triple camera module looks familiar to the 9 Pros. There's a 50 megapixel main camera supporting macro gimbal stabilization, another 50 megapixel wide-angle camera, and a 3x optical telephoto lens with OIS support. And it is the first iQOO model that equipped it with Vivo's latest V1 Plus imaging and display chip. The chip combines real-time night noise reduction and MEMC frame insertion in a hardware package for the 10 Pro, but it didn't bring much significant enhancement when compared to other models and don't feature an imaging chip. Coming to the front now, there's a 2K level 120Hz Samsung AMOLED E5 panel covering the front face, but to be honest, I've now lost interest in edge curved displays. Indeed, it makes the phone feel good in hand, but it leads to a narrow vision to the flat part of the screen. And it doesn't lead to narrow bezels on both sides. Instead, it makes the phone even more bulky in size. But the display is great. With 2K resolution, it's sharp with great colors. But when you switch it to 1080p resolution, you would find that the display isn't as good as other 1080p screens. This issue also affects the display of gaming frame interpolation, as the resolution is required to be 1080p for the feature. So when we boosted the frame rate to 120Hz, the display response was affected and the images turned out to be blurred. Of course, you can choose the 90Hz option to save power for gaming, but you have to settle with a subpar experience. In addition, you also need to be aware of the flicker issue on the display at lower brightness. If your eyes are sensitive to flickers like me, it's better to avoid looking at the screen under low brightness. Or you can turn on the anti-flicker mode in developer options, which is like DC dimming. But as you can see here, users need to be okay with more screen noise and the color bias. Although I pointed out the issues here, don't get me wrong, the display looks great most of the time, and some other flagships have similar problems. The iQOO digital series finally got rid of the Snapdragon 888 and A Gen 1 chipset, and the 10 Pro is powered by the new king, Snapdragon A+ Gen 1, so its performance is the last thing you have to worry about. At room temperature of 25 degrees Celsius, although it fluctuated to some extent, the phone was able to run Genshin Impact at 58.6 FPS under the highest graphics settings. And it got better control over heating and power output, which no doubt is much better than the 9 Pro powered by A Gen 1. And then turning on the optimized power consumption option of the frame interpolation feature, the gaming frame rate came up to 90 FPS at this point. But the detected frame rate in-game is only around 45 FPS. More importantly, the phone achieved a lower surface temperature with more effective power output. But as we mentioned, the touch response was affected and the image turned out to be not as sharp as the original. Vivo's camera system has built up a good reputation with their X series. Now we can enjoy their achievements on iQOO 10 Pro, like the V1 imaging chip and the macro gimbal stabilization. The main camera and the wide-angle camera were incorporated from the 9 Pro, except for the main camera's aperture, which is narrowed to f1.88. In the daytime, it's hard to say that it has been improved with the V1 Plus chip, but the fact is that the images shot here has good sharpness and contrast with easy HDR triggering. The imaging process is fast without being laggy on the viewfinder, and the macro gimbal stabilization is the best OIS we've experienced on smartphones. And you can even see the movement of the camera. No matter for video shooting or taking photos, the image on the viewfinder wouldn't even reflect the slight shake of our holding hand. While for the wide-angle camera, it's not as outstanding as the main camera, but thanks to the 50 megapixel resolution, the samples are sharp in detail. And apart from the widest angle of 0.6x, you can turn it into a fisheye lenses with extreme wide angle. The biggest benefit of the macro gimbal tag is for night shooting. It greatly improves the shooting stability at night. Even in conditions with very little lighting, the phone can surprise you. The wide-angle camera did give brighter imaging, but when you zoom in a bit, you can see that it's not as good as it can be, with noise and smearing present on the samples. However, my most frequently used lens is a 3x optical one. In well-light scenes, it has pretty good details without much blurring or sharpening, and the color style looks close to what we see on the main lens. And for night scenes, when selecting 3x shooting, it turned into a cropped image shot on the main lens instead of telephoto 1. Well, to avoid that, I usually select the 3x shooting only in night mode, which can improve chances of activating the 3x telephoto, and it looks much better than the cropped pictures. And thanks to the OIS, it's easy to have stable imaging with a slightly long exposure. The 10 Pro's triple cameras all support 4K 60fps video shooting this time, which is not even available for many premium camera phones. And the phone is able to achieve a much better brightness for night filming at 1080p 30fps, and it seems that the V1 Plus chip contributes to the better noise reduction for filming at 1080p, but this might be limited to 30fps. The phone's biggest upgrade is the 200-watt fast charging. With screen off, the charging test only took a crazy 10 minutes. So you can just need the time required for a short breakfast in the morning to bring it back to life. Even with screen on, the whole charging process wouldn't take more than 17 minutes. Now, there's no point in talking anymore about its battery life, so just check it out here. The audio performance was also a surprise for me. Now enjoyed it here. Better with the earphones on. And by the way, there's no 3.5mm headphone jack on this phone. Of course, there are other features like ultrasonic 3D fingerprint reader on the 10 Pro, plus the balance with powerful performance and good camera combination. I'm pretty sure the iQOO 10 Pro is going to continue the success of the series. But at the same time, the promise on paper hasn't been well fulfilled to some extent. For example, despite the great V1 Plus chip, it didn't give us enough surprises on the 10 Pro. So that's all about the new iQOO 10 Pro. We hope you enjoyed it, and if you like our videos, kindly give us a like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching. See you soon.